Hi there, it's Lynn Faddetti and welcome to Outsourcing Angel. In this video, I would like to share with you the top 10 tips to successful outsourcing. So let's get started. So number one, you need to know your why. Why do you want to outsource? Obviously, there has come to a point where you are getting too busy with your work, busy with life that you feel like it's just too much for you to handle. Hence, you started to think about outsourcing. So it's important to list all the reasons why, because if you don't know your reason why and you start to dabble into outsourcing and you find it a little bit hard, you'll go back into doing what you're doing, which is doing everything for your business, and then you run yourself down. So it's important to write your why, like I want more time to spend with my kids, I want more time to spend doing sales and getting clients because I don't want to continue to do everything and feel unhappy. So list your reason why. Like anything in life, unless you have a big why, you won't pull through with it. Same with and outsourcing is just as a challenging thing because a lot of people try to outsource, but then they find it hard and then fall back to going back to how they were. So start with your why, then figure out what your outcome is. So figure out how many hours do you want to free yourself. So for example, you might say, I want to spend at least 3 days a week, doing other things, like 1 day spending with my kids and 2 days doing sales and development. So whatever I'm doing right now, I need to find a way to outsource 3 days worth of work. So set that outcome out, because there's no point in outsourcing your your work and then you end up whether spending time micromanaging your VAs or you are doing other unnecessary, unproductive things. So next point, process and to-dos. So in order to figure out what you should be doing in your business and what other things you can outsource, it's good to go through your whole business's process, from the way you do marketing to the way you onboard a new client, the way you fulfill a client. Run it through from the beginning to the end, like what happens, how do you currently get leads? Do you have Facebook? Do you use Facebook? Do you use your websites? List all the tasks that you need to do through the whole process of your business. Together with the process of your business is also the to-do list, things that you're currently doing, even it's personal things like currently every day you need to look for books to read, or you need to look for just anything that isn't part of your business process, but the things that are still important, or not important, but just right now, just list the things that you are actually doing in your daily life. Then number 3 is, once you've got that list with your business process and or your to-do list, identify the task that is money making. What I mean by money making is things that you need to be involved with. So if it means calling up a client, calling up a lead, speaking to the lead, onboarding a client, or anything that you deem important, that it's the make or break of your business where you need to be involved. Because by you doing that, all the other tasks can be outsourced, whether it's to a local person or an overseas person. But anything that you think is important, it will be for you to do. Anything that doesn't need you, we can find a way to delegate and to outsource that. So number 4, so these tips are actually quite like a step. So the 10 steps to successful outsourcing. So when you get to step 4, what you need to do is actually go through the list and eliminate unnecessary tasks. Because we often have tasks in our process or things in our process that we actually don't even need it. We can actually remove it and it won't affect anything. Whether you currently have an email that you send out when this happens, but when you send it, there's no response, or it doesn't really add any value, then delete it, remove it completely from your list. So find anything that you're currently doing that can be removed. Number 5, once you've got all your tasks, look at the things that are repeating itself, things that can be automated and systemized. So for example, if there are software, if you're currently, let's just say you are being very traditional and sending emails individually to the clients you've got, You know, maybe there's you can put it through an email software that can send an email out. You can create campaigns that schedule an email to send out at a certain time. So you automate you should try to automate as much as you can based on the process that you've got, and do the things that you are repeating yourself doing. Try to find a software that could solve it. There's software for everything. So have a look online and just Google, you know, email software or you know, seriously, there's just a lot. I remember when I used to create proposals, you know, just using a Word document, and there is a software that helps you create proposals very, very easily. So, you know, once you've automated and systemized it, you'll find that a lot of your work is really, really reduced. Then anything that you can't automate or systemize, you delegate to a person. And even if you've got things automated, you will probably need someone to work with the system. The system won't run itself. You'll probably need people to actually run the system for you. So number 6 is where you delegate. Delegate as much as you can on all the things that don't require you to do. And when you delegate, you are not only freeing yourself up and giving you time to do the things that you need to do. Remember back in the number 1, the outcome that you're trying to get is to free yourself, for example, a certain number of days. So in those days, you get to work on the things that will produce money for your business. So at number 6, you delegate the tasks that, for example, things from admin to marketing to telemarketing to, well, there's a lot of things that you can delegate. And if you need help in identifying how and who to delegate to, we are the best person to talk to. Okay, so 7, training. So once you've got the VAs that or the staff that are working with you, you need to spend time on training. You know, don't expect to, you know, straight away have someone working productively for you, producing an amazing result. Yes, they can get to that point, but at the beginning, spend some time to provide the training and support that they need. So what I mean is, if you've got a process that you need done, create a screencast video for the VA to do, because the screencast video not only acts as training materials that you can pass on to any VAs that you hire in the future, it also creates like a benchmark for your VA to work against. So not only do they know how to do a task, they also know the speed that you expect the task to be done in. So a lot of clients, you know, sort of have a wrong perception in that they want to hire a VA that just knows the business from day one and knows exactly how the client wants the work to be done. You know, that's impossible, because the VA is new. They don't know your business. They don't know how you want things done. They don't know your expectation. They might have a process that they do in the past that is not as effective as your process. But how would they know that unless you explain to them and give them some sort of training? So it's important to think of ways to provide training, because you need to look at the long-term investment of your staff or your VAs, because, you know, once you've provided enough training and they've done the work again and again, they will become an invincible force. Next, project management tools is so important when you're working in a team. I would suggest, you know, not downloading, but subscribing to softwares like Basecamp, Podio, or any sort of tools like that, because it helps to for you to manage the tasks better. Because when you start to email your VAs a bunch of tasks and message them from Skype and send them on WhatsApp, they will lose track of the tasks, and you will lose track of the tasks that you sent them or the deadlines you've given them. But by putting it all in the project management tool and assigning a date and also letting them know which task is important, then they will be better managing your tasks. And another thing we find helpful is to get your VA to send you a daily report of the tasks that they are working on and where it's at, tasks that they're going to work on next or tomorrow, any challenges or issues or comments that they have that they're waiting on you to respond to. So it's really good to have a little snapshot so that you could, as a busy client, you can just check your email and read the report quickly. You read it daily or you read it weekly. And number 9, communication. It is so important to have many ways to communicate with your VA. So don't just rely on emails. You know, we use Skype, we use WhatsApp, we use Facebook Messenger, because during the day, if you're on the run, it's unlikely that you can use Skype. You might be able to use WhatsApp and send a voice message. If you're driving, you won't be able to read an email. You might want to just use Facebook or something like that. So find other ways that you can communicate better and easier that would work with your lifestyle. And when I talk about communication, I also expect that you over communicate your expectation to the VA. So for example, if you give them a task, let them know that this is the most important task right now that they need to do, and ignore the other tasks that you've given them until this is done. Let them know your expectation, because if you give them another task, they will put it as on the bottom of the list, and they will continue with their other tasks, and they didn't know that this is what you need done straight away. So always communicate your expectation. And number 10, with a VA or with outsourcing, it's like you're having a relationship with your VA. So you need to put as much effort as you can to your VA, and spend time to get to know them, spend time to provide training and support, ask them how they are, and care about them. Because if you just leave them alone to do whatever they please, they will feel like you don't really care about their work anyway. Their work will start to deteriorate. The quality of their work will become less and less. And if they send you updates on their work, try to respond to them with feedback, because if they start to send you reports but you don't respond with any feedback, they will find that the report is not really valuable, that it's not important, and they'll put less time in sending you the report. So whatever you want out of your VA, you should give in as much to them so that they could give back the same amount of love and support to you. So that's my top 10 tips. If you have any questions or you need some clarification on some of the points I've said here, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.